Hey everyone, this is smpratte, and today we're going to do a deep dive into some of the rarest Pokemon cards I think fly under the radar a bit. We're going to take a look at the 2010 Illustration Contest prize cards. These were only awarded to the winners of that 2010 Illustration Contest in Japan, and according to documentation, only 200 copies of each were distributed. So we have the full 10 card set, and we're going to go through everything. We're going to talk about the rarity, the history, the release, the pop report, and of course, we're going to 4K each one so you can appreciate that unique art. So the first one up, you'll notice says kindergarten winner. That is correct. The artist of this card was 5 years old. I hope that's a little self-portrait of them right there. This person achieved the dream we all wanted. They were the king of the playground. They had their drawing turned into a Pokemon card, and this is the design they chose, this abstract little bus. You got a Pikachu there for all the Pikachu collectors. Also, on every single one of these cards, you'll notice a little gold Japanese text right there. See a little smpratte in the reflection. And it's also an LP promo release, so you're going to have that gold and silver LP era border. If you're trying to do a master set of every single LP card, rest in peace, because these are extremely tough to find. So this is the first of the 10, the kindergarten winner, and the pop report for this card is between a 9 and 10. So you have 27 PSA 10s and 17 PSA 9 copies. So I think that's a total like 44. And that is, of course, over 12 years of grading. I wouldn't expect it to just shoot up exorbitantly because these cards are so rare. That's only like a few peppered in every year or so on average, but there it is. That is the first of the 10 cards we're going to go through. Now, next up, you'll notice there is a Zoroark here, and the art is completely different. So your options back then with this contest, you had to choose one of these two Pokemon. You had to do either like a Zorua or Zoroark, and then you just drew around them. And you'll notice the contrast between the two. This left one is just Pikachu and a self-portrait on a little bus, and the one on the right, they chose to just put in all the Johto legendaries. You got the little cat dog trio over here. You got Lugia and Ho-Oh as well. And for me personally, I love seeing this like crude hand-drawn contrast, especially during this era. This is when like close to when black and white full art started to really roll out and the 5-band stuff started to pick up. You know, there's so many CGI lightning bolts out there. I like seeing the little hand-drawn lightning bolts as well. So this is the Koro Ichiban winner. Now, what is interesting about this is there's another Koro as well, which we're going to get to soon. So the Ichiban pop report is not actually 100%. So currently it says that there were 35 PSA 10s and then 8 PSA 9s, but you'll see a problem right here next to it. This is the other Koro card. So this one should just be the Koro winner. This one should be the Koro Ichiban winner. So obviously the pop is not 100% because this one has that same variety there. So that's something you're going to run into occasionally PSA. And I think they rectified this down the road, but these were early on graded closer to the event. And that's probably why, you know, there was a mix up. But nonetheless, has all the characteristics with the gold font. And then we'll zoom in on this art before we move on to the Koro. And what's interesting is you got the Johto going again. This is 2010. You have Ho-Oh going on here, and then you have Zoroark, and then a lot of flames, kind of looking like Guy Fieri there, doing the little flame shirt design on this card. And this one is a PSA 10 as well. And according to the pop, this one has 38 10s and 26 8s. Now this one are 9s, and then you also have 4 8s and then 1 7. So this one has more of a variety. And I have seen a few more of these overall compared to the others. Keep in mind, literally a few, not that many. But this is the Koro card. That should be the correct name in the pop. Now, next up, we'll bounce back to the Zorua for a second. This is the only PSA 9 in the bunch. It is the, hope I don't butcher this, Puchigumi winner. Is that it? Is that how you pronounce it? Let me know in the comments, weebs, if I mispronounce it. But again, I just love the contrast here in art. Before we saw a couple of Johtos. Now we have just a nice mix of like Gen 3, Gen 2, Gen 4. You got Sneasel there, Sableye over here, Umbreon collectors, rest in peace. Yeah, there's a little Umbreon sneak peeking around the corner. We got Murkrow there, and also the difference there in like the light colored pencil design. This is the, again, the Puchigumi winner. PSA 9, not really sure why this hit a 9, to be honest. Maybe that right, top right, left centering, I'm not sure. Don't see any whitening at all on this card, unless that is some there. Maybe that's what they're looking at. I'm not sure. But anyway, there is the Puchigumi winner for the Zorua. And then This is going to be the next Zoroark. So we went from kindergarten all the way to third grade. We skipped a couple levels, and you can see the difference there. They're definitely coloring in the lines more for the Zoroark. And I know this could be contentious for some people. Some people, they're like, okay, like, I'm not really big on the crude drawing, but I think for a lot of the OG collectors, you guys can let me know in the comments where you stand. I just love the hand-drawn stuff. So Max Mofo does as well, Appealing to Authority. So I just love seeing this contrast to like the professional, like, CGI artists, they're doing it now all digitally. I love seeing this stuff. You can see even like the marker streaks. That's definitely, if I had to do this back in 2010, it'd be no different. There'd be plenty of streaks there. But I don't know what's going on with Ho-Oh. Now that I'm looking at all these cards, we're seeing a lot of Ho-Oh happening. I don't know what was going on there. That was just the vibe in 2010. Ho-Oh was having a moment. So yeah, there you go. We have Ho-Oh so hot right now. And then we have the little text there at the bottom. This one's PSA 10. I forgot to do the pop. Let me pull up the other one. All right, so this guy is the third grade winner, and we have 29 10s and then 14 9s and then a 1 5 and 6. I don't know what happened with those, but that's what we have. And for the Puchigumi, I think I forgot to do this guy. We'll do him real quick. We have 26 10s, 17 9s, and then 2 8s, so making a total of 45. You can see there's an average here. They're honestly very, very close on average to one another. Now, next up, we'll do the courtside seats. We have the Tel Aviv Kun. This is going to be, again, a nice contrast. You have the Tokyo Tower there in the background. I always think it's the Eiffel Tower. I think this is supposed to be right in the back of Latias flying somewhere. Then you have a little trio of Azelf and them back when Yuxi was super playable. And yeah, just another contrast between a lot of the Johto stuff we had before. And this is just what they decided they wanted to do. We have some buildings back there as well. This one did grade 10. And let's do the pop real quick. The pop is going to be 35 10s, only 6 9s. And then we have a couple. We have 1 8 and then 1 6. I always wonder what happened. Maybe the 5 and 6s on some of these are like an indent or something, from storage. Maybe the hardcore collectors put it in a binder and you got the binder ring indent. All right. Moving along, there is a most valuable card in here, which we'll save for last. We'll save that guy for last, the most valuable, or the Charizard, if you will, from this contest. This is the first grade winner. We have the Piplup with a little chocolate there, a lot of suckers as well. A little Happiny. Is that Pikachu there? Yeah, I think it's another Pikachu card. Rest in peace, Pikachu collectors, as if it wasn't hard enough. So again, just another example of the difference in art. This winner was 6th grade, so calm down on your criticism. They were only 6 years old in 1st grade. Like, it's a little 6-year-old who did this, so they're living the dream. And this card has, let's see, PSA 10 16 copies, PSA 9 28, and then you have 5 8 and then 1 6. Again, that hardcore binder collector here, just making those 6s happen. This guy right here in the middle, we're going to skip over because he might be the most valuable. Next up, we have the 2nd grade winner. This one has a Rayquaza at the top, a little Magnemite. We also have the Zoroark here showing up with a little top hat, little Doug Tree at the bottom. I don't know what the top hat, the magician theme. We have Zapdos going on. This was a 2nd grade winner. They're only 7 years old. So remember that when you're criticizing the art, when people are like, my 7-year-old can do better. It's like, well, this one did. This one won. So this 7-year-old won this contest. And this one, let's see, the pop is going to be PSA 10 is 22, then 9 is 23. That's pretty even there, pretty much 50-50. And then you have 1 8 as well. So that one is spread pretty evenly. I wonder, now looking at this, like the border, if some of them have like a border issue, I'd really have to have more of a sample size to go through, which is tough because of how rare they are. But I wonder if that's why that one's a little more split. And then next up, we have the fan winner. Now, this one's got a lot going on. Kind of reminds me of the player ceremonies that are happening right now from like 2017 onward, where you have just a ton of Pokemon in the frame. So this one, you got a lot of hand-drawn. We got a little Gen 2. We got a little of everybody here. Gen 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a little PFM happening here to the left. We got a little Piplup. Piplup's really taking off, by the way. Piplup's like having a moment right now. I think we got a Peekaboo there in the corner, another little Diglett. One of the things I would do as a kid is like count all the appearances like within a set. So there you go. That is the fan winner. And let's do the pop real quick. For the fan, I've got to find the friggin' fan. Is it entry prize? I don't know if I even have it on here. Oh, there it goes. We have the PSA 10 at 26 copies, then the 9's 18, 8, 1, and then here we go. 2 PSA 6s. So that binder collector again, just give them the binder indents. Now, last but not least, we have the most valuable from this set. Now, this isn't anything new. And there's a lot of theories for why this is valuable, and I'll go through them quickly. But this is the fourth grade winner. So I don't know how old you are in fourth grade. What was that, like 9, 10? How old was I back then? So this is the fourth grade winner for this, and it's a Zoroark. You can see it there. There's a lot happening in this art and a lot of legendary Pokemon. So this has always been the most valuable, sometimes marginally more valuable, negligibly more valuable, but in more recent times, it's significantly more valuable. I think it's because it is hard to grade. You do see a difference here in the pop. First and foremost, you have 22 10s, 22 10s, and then 18 9s, and then 1 7. So you're almost split there on the pop, kind of like this guy. It's pretty close. And moreover, you have a ton of legendary Pokemon. In my opinion, I think that's more the reason. You've got like everybody and their dog in this thing. Like the whole legendary squad showed up, like Articuno, Mewtwo, Arceus. You got everybody. Moltres peeking in there, Regigigas, Slebby, Mew. Like you got everybody. I don't even know what they're standing on. Like I don't even know everything that's happening here. So this is kind of like the Gorgeist Art Academy. There's just a lot happening. It gives me a similar vibe as that. So yeah, this one has been the more valuable or most valuable example, throughout history. Even back in the day, for some reason, this one was hard to grade. The pop report now, I remember when I graded this initially, the pop report today is more fleshed out with 10s than it was back then. So I think if you had to look at those reasons of gradability versus, desirability of art, I think the art desirability is definitely in the forefront. I think I remember consigning a 9 actually, and that was one of the more valuable copies. I think it even outdid some of the 10s of some of the others at the time. So there you go. Just throwing it all at you, just giving you all the data and much history as I can on this, but we'll just 4K it one more time. That is the infamous fourth grade winner who showed up and stole the show with this one, because I think this one is safely the fan favorite. It definitely carries a premium over the others. And like I said, with the PSA 9 grade, it was flirting and competing with some of the others price-wise in PSA 10. So that is the 2010 illustration contest. I felt like this was a good time because the Thread E4 with the 2022 illustration contest happening now. This is another one of those fun ones. And, I got the whole set here. I really just want to show everybody and talk about it and just document it and give you guys like a nice 4K video of all the artwork. So there it is, guys. As usual, you know the deal. Let me know how I feel. And that is pretty much it. Until next time.